from our very, very long hiatus. It's been like, I think, a year now, if not maybe a little bit less. I could be wrong on that timing because
I thought it was almost 2.
Dude, I don't remember. I'm going to be honest with you. It could very well be. But we are back. We're still as stupid as we left off. However, we have reorganized things. So joining me today, as you may remember, I am Chapter Master Dux of the Blades of Cal. Joining me today is Chief Apothecary Ciro of the Blood Angels chapter and Chaplain Stav of the Black Templars. Please say hello.
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 All right, well, that was I guess that was exactly what I asked for, so thank you very much. So today we're going to do sort of a reintroduction, because I can't remember what our last videos were, and I can't be bothered to go back and look for them, even though they're still up. But we're going to talk about what got us into 40K in the first place, and I guess since I am the podcast host, I will go ahead and start. So the main thing that got me into 40K, I think, was I had a Assault on Black Reach set for a very long time, probably 4 or 5 years, that I'd never painted. And then one day, I think it was an Alpha Busa TTS video, I want to say. I think it was, oh god, it was a really old meme where it was, the original meme was fucking anime character, just said drop it, and then it was the song, and then it was a Space Marine version of that. And I watched that video and I found that pretty funny. And I was like, hey, wait a second. That looks pretty familiar. So I busted out the Black Reach set and I started to paint basically what would be Dark Angels, even though they weren't Dark Angels, but I mean, close enough. It was all dark green. I was like, wow, this is just wrong. What about those blue guys on the actual box set? They look pretty cool. So I did some research, and they were pretty cool, and that's why the Ultramarines are my favorite chapter. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. I don't want to hear it from you, Blood Angel. Don't you dare disrespect the Ultramarines on this podcast. We are all sons of Gilliman here. Now, that being said, I think what really got me into the actual genre itself was Dawn of War, like the original Dawn of War. I think the first one I played was it might have been Soulstorm. It was either that or Winter Assault. And by God, those two were fantastic games. As old as they are still, they are still fantastic games to this day.
I still play them a lot.
Oh yeah, of course. As I think most like 40K fans play Dawn of War, I'm going to be honest with you. But that's my story. We can go into custom stuff later, which we will have a different episode about, where we'll all just talk about our chapters and then like stuff like that. But if you would, Chief Apothecary, how did you come into the 40K scene?
Well, started with me and my friend. We were playing on Steam one day, saw that Dawn of War Dark Crusade was free for a weekend. Tried it out, had a lot of fun. Had no idea after that about what the hell was going on, but I thought they looked cool. And then the dumbass my friend started a Roblox group about it.
Oh,
like, alright.
Yeah.
Like, alright, well, now I guess I have to understand what the hell I'm doing here.
By the Emperor,
so I looked it up.
That is abysmal.
It's really sad. And then I fucking found out, started reading some of the books. Fell in love with Blood Angels.
That is... I'm sorry, that's quite humorous. I'm going to be quite honest with you. That's very funny. Wait, how old were you at this time? Were you, because we're the same age, and I found out about this when I was like 14 or 15.
That was probably around like 16.
Oh, jeez. Wait, so you got into the hobby after I did. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Because when I started to play, sorry for the interruption, of course, but I was a freshman in high school, so it was a very interesting time.
I take it back. I think it was around like 15.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because I remember way back in the day, I'm pretty sure we played Dawn of War, and like we were both absolutely had no idea what we were doing, to put it very, very lightly. But yeah, that's quite a funny story, to be honest.
I think I named all my freaking custom Marines that you do in that game after like Clone Wars Legions. So I had like a 501st, 212.
Oh, of course. I mean, dude, Dawn, I kind of did the same thing, but I just did Ultramarines companies. Gotta love the 4th company, dude.
I fell in love with Chaos.
Fucking cringe, bro. Yeah, anything else to go with that story, or is that about it?
I think I bought my first models were Chaos Space Marines around like 2017. I was gonna paint them Alpha Legion, but then I had like car paint, like kind of like car model paint, like not
Oh,
acrylic, but like.
I was about to say that would be kind of strange to just have lying around.
Well, I mean, I did car models and stuff,
No,
so
not
I just had that
car.
paint
Yeah,
lying
yeah,
around.
not the model paint, like actual car paint. That's why I was like, wait, what are you talking about, bro? You just paint your own car multiple colors? Like, yeah. Let me change it
I
from
mean,
red
I
to blue.
did, but it's not like multiple colors. I just painted it over. But so I tried Alpha Legion. I tried to do the blue with the green, like highlights on the edges of the armor.
If
Did not work out.
I may say, we are all Alfaris.
I am Alpharius as well.
Of course.
But yeah, that did not work out, and it looked horrible. It's like that. You ever seen the video of like the thin your paints?
Yeah, it's classic.
That's what it looked like, but green and blue.
That's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. Alpha Legion is very fun to paint, though. It's very difficult, so I mean, I can understand why. It's my favorite Trader Legion, as you are well aware, but it is also incredibly hard to paint. So, well, we'll go into story about why I didn't paint Alpha Legion in another episode, as I said.
Probably because most people just paint it like a solid like cyan color instead of the actual metallic.
Honestly, that's very true.
Well, the contrast made it easier to paint, though.
Yes, that is also true. So
Good.
Lastly, Mr. Stav, Chaplain Stav, do you have any how did you get into the 40K universe?
For the longest time, I knew what Warhammer as like GW was since I was like 9. I've known what that is for a while. I first got into Warhammer Fantasy. Funnily enough, I got into it because I was listening to a lot of music, because back then I used to just look up YouTube videos for music. And I came across a Warhammer one.
It was a tribute video, correct? I believe you've told me this story before.
It was like Boltstorm or something.
It was a tribute video, and it was also the same time that I figured out what the band Sabaton was. It was the combination of the two.
Classic. Doesn't love Sabaton.
It was Back in Control from the can't remember which album from Sabaton. I think
was it like Coat of Arms?
I think it's Artero Dominus. Dominus. I cannot. Yes.
Yeah, it's Artero Dominus.
The video I remember seeing was of Warhammer Online, which sucks because I tried to get onto it, but as soon as I tried, it died. But it was all the trailers they had for the game, and I loved like the look of the Empire and the Chaos Warriors specifically. I loved the look of the Chaos Warriors, and then I slowly got recommended Dawn of War tribute videos, and that's how I got into Warhammer. I didn't get into the main scene actually. Like I knew vaguely what Warhammer 40K was, and I was interested in it, but I didn't go. I guess you'd say I didn't go fully into it and become like a hard fan for it until I saw all the old Horse Heresy art. So I really got into Warhammer 40K from just the Horse Heresy stuff.
And that's not a bad way to get into Warhammer, if I'm going to be honest with you.
And my first tabletop models I got was a couple years ago, because I never really had the money to get said tabletop models. After that, I've just mostly collected some of the books that I could from the Horse Heresy, and a few more modern 40K stories. After that, that's how it leads up to now.
Of course, and the story we already know, but there's still a lot to be told for all three of us. And I can say, coming from, I believe all three of us, well, at least to some extent, did come from the Star Wars universe, like, fandom, of course, because, like, we're all Star Wars nerds. And I know, well, I'm still a fucking huge Star Wars nerd, so... in fact, I watched The Mandalorian earlier today, and I was quite happy with that episode, but that's not neither here nor there. But, for reference, any background image that you will see from now on until probably we stop doing this because we're too old or I just forget to upload is made by Chaplain Stav, and I will link What do you want me to link in the description for, like, you have a, what do you got? You got a Twitter? You got a page? You got an OnlyFans?
No.
There's free art.
Yes. It's OnlyFans of Astartes Power Armor boots.
That's what I like to see.
But no, I do have a Twitter. I don't use it at all. In fact, the last time I think I looked at it, I retweeted something that either a YouTuber I watched tweeted. I think it was Ted Nivison. I retweeted something, and that was like a month ago. But I do have a DeviantArt, which I will probably never use again. I do have an art station that I'm working. Yeah. I have a work in progress art station.
Send me that, and I will link that in the description below if you would.
I'll send you both the DeviantArt and stuff if they want to see all the.
Yes, that too.
SFM.
And are you still doing commissions? Because that is a very plausible question to ask.
I am, but said commissions, it depends on what the person wants.
Of course.
Because I can do
nothing weird. Nothing weird, guys. Come on.
No, he wants that free shit.
Dude, we gotta keep it. You know, PG. YouTube child friendly.
Yes, of course. We don't tolerate anything that is not applicable to the Warhammer 40k universe to be spoken on YouTube. That didn't make any sense, but I mean, I don't care at this point. It's already been said.
This also means any Slanesh related shit. We personally find you and strangle you.
Yeah, we hate Slanesh here. Nobody likes
Slanesh. Yourself.
What are you telling me? You like Slanesh?
It's not the worst Chaos God.
Yes, it is. What do you mean?
Nurgle was probably worse.
No. I'm afraid you are incorrect. In fact, you were so incorrect that I am very tempted to just ban you right now from this podcast and ban you from Ultramar as a whole, even though I have no authority to do that. I will contact Lord Calgar and Lord Gilliman and get them to do it.
Wouldn't it be a punishment to be banned to the Ultramar?
I don't think so.
It's
the best place in the Imperium to live, better than Terra, objectively speaking.
I'd rather live on Ball.
Ooh, yikes! Sorry to hear that. I mean,
I'd rather live in a fucking demon world than Ultramar.
Well, did you get hit in the head? Did you take a bolt round through the skull? It's pretty lovely here. I don't know what you're talking about. You ever been to McCrag?
You ever been to Calth?
Yeah, I was born there. It's pretty nice, dude.
It sounds like
You like caves? Dude, you like caves?
Not a particular fan, no.
No, well, you're fucking lame, to be honest with you.
Didn't Hansu, like, fucking absolutely thrash you guys at Calth?
No, we kind of destroyed them. That's fucking heretic propaganda, and if I hear that again, you will be banned. And moving on swiftly from that heretical propaganda. Yeah, so I will link all of Chaplain Stav's socials in the chat, as well as anyone else who would like to have theirs linked.
Follow me on SoundSnap.
Yeah, follow me on SoundCloud. I upload Ultramarine chants. That's a joke. That is a joke. However, moving on. You guys have anything in particular you would like to talk about? Because the topic that I had planned out might be a little bit longer than just one video.
Topic?
Dawn of War.
Yeah.
And once we get to Dawn of War 3, oh boy, that'll be a topic.
Do we even have to?
I mean, yes, because it needs to be spoken about. So, I mean,
I think everyone's already talked about it enough.
Of course, but we haven't. And if someone's watching this, they would like to hear our opinions on it. If they wouldn't, well, that's just kind of rude. I mean, I would hope so. That's why these lovely citizens of the Imperium are watching our podcast. I don't think they come for my good looks, and I especially don't think they come for yours.
It's an acquired taste.
It is an acquired taste. That is very true. Just like, well, never mind.
You were going to say my mom.
No, I was absolutely not going. Do you think I am 12 years old? I've been around for like when did the Crusade start? I don't remember.
32nd millennia or the 31st?
No, not the Great Crusade, you fool.
Which crusade?
The latest.
Talking about Indomitus.
Yes, of course. You gotta be specific here.
Indomitus Crusade, dude. I'm a Primaris Marine. What do you want from me? I fought, dude. Chaplain. We fought with each other in the Indomitus Crusade. What do you mean, dude? We were like chilling right next to Gilliman, and he was like, "Yo, And that's it.
I
You
like
just said yo.
touchy.
More like
I like your
cringe
country,
merit.
yeah. Bro, why are you
Smash
calling
the
me
hand of the minion.
cringe? Dude, I am the most loyal person in this fucking call right now, and I will challenge you to prove otherwise. You can't.
I mean, you're the only one of us that actually doesn't play CSM. so.
I don't
Well,
know
you
how
just say
get,
I play CSM, excuse me?
bruh.
Oh,
You
yeah,
have-
you do have a CSM, Murray.
You have no proof of such claims. No proof!
Well,
I can put your pictures in.
Traitor chapter is of the Alpha Legion.
I didn't
No,
say that I am a
totally,
farmer.
they're totally loyal still.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, of course. What do you mean? Dude, what do you mean? All right, so I think we should talk a little bit about Dawn of War just because it is directly impacts how Chief Apothecary Zero and I got into the Warhammer 40k universe. So, my favorite of the Dawn of War games, oh god, that's a really hard question. Probably Soulstorm, just because of the Ultimate Apocalypse mod. That being said,
It's kind of its own thing, though.
nah,
It's totally different from
yes,
actual Dawn of War.
I agree. However, Dawn of War Soulstorm is the Dawn of War game I've played the most.
Are you going through?
Huh?
Are you going through a warp storm?
That's what it sounds like, yeah. I thought that was just me.
What? What about now?
Are you good now?
Okay.
Yeah, you good
My
now.
apologies.
Sound like
My apologies,
The
citizens of the Imperium.
the
right now.
Vox.
Yeah, the Vox might have been having some.
Oh, there he goes again.
There he goes again.
What about now?
You are fine now.
Okay. Probably just the acoustics in this battle barge are not particularly good. However, I am in my own chambers, so I'm not sure why they are not going to be good. But that being said, Dawn of War 1, like, I mean, obviously, Winter Assault, Dark Crusade. What was I can't remember the other one. Besides Soulstorm, of course. There was another one, correct? I'm not
There's there's original Dawn of War.
Oh yeah,
There's Dark Crusade.
yeah, and no, there was Winter Assault as well, and then Soulstorm.
Oh yeah, Winter Assault, Dark Crusade.
Yeah,
and
I forgot it was just called Dawn of War. Yeah, Game of the Year edition is the one I have, of course. But yeah, Soulstorm I think is my favorite just because there's the most variety of units. However, Dark Crusade does have a better story, objectively speaking. That is just a fact.
there he goes again.
Yeah. And I mean, Blood Angels, excuse me. Blood Ravens do kind of seem like badasses in that. Whereas Dawn of War 2, Retribution kind of ruined that a little bit because, you know, they betrayed the Emperor, which is not very keck, if I do say so myself. However,
Funny Ultra Range chapters that have betrayed the Emperor.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh. So there's plenty of Ultra Range chapters that betrayed the Imperium anyways.
What did I say about heretical propaganda?
In fact, I think there's actually more fucking Ultra Range traders than there are Blood Angels.
Blood Angels don't even exist anymore. I don't know what you're talking about.
No,
Moving
we
swiftly
survived
on.
them all.
Will you please, Chief Apothecary, please stop.
The
Absolute credit.
Scrap coder or some shit.
what are you?
What are you talking about? That's an orc.
Are you
war.
sure you're a chapter master and not a tech marine?
I am fairly certain. Yes. I mean, I do have this crest on my helmet. I don't believe tech marines have such things.
No.
Depends on your legion.
Yeah, what's
Well,
stopping
I'm
them?
not Legion. Excuse me.
The Legion.
Legion.
Oh.
I believe
Sure,
those were
whatever you tell
disbanded
yourself.
quite some
Isn't-
time ago.
Isn't Girly Man trying to reform at least some of the legions?
You stop with that. That's despicable.
Rowboat girly man.
By the Emperor, if I were Emperor on ball, I would slap you harder than your mother did.
I don't even understand what the hell he just said.
Said if I
The
were
boss.
ever on ball, I would slap you harder than your mother did when you were born.
A test tube? Question mark?
Okay.
This man is foolish and stupid. And cringe. But yes,
Hey,
Dawn of War 2
father.
is I'm not
You-
your father, you cretin.
Or again, the Vox.
The hell's going
What
on
is
over
wrong
there?
with the Vox? I don't understand. I am not certain what is happening with the Vox.
Is one of your battle brothers using the Wi-Fi?
He might be, if I'm quite honest
Dial
with
up
you.
shit.
Well, I'm sure it sounds fine on my end, and I am the one recording this, so let us not speak of it again. That being said, what is your favorite of the Dawn of War games, Chaplain?
Me?
I
You said chaplain.
did I
You're
say
the only chaplain
yeah,
here.
you were the only chaplain here.
You jittered for me for a second.
Oh my
I just
lord.
heard cha.
Yeah, cha, of course.
Anyway,
Of course.
mine would probably be controversial, but I like
If you say 3,
Retribution.
that's not controversial. Retribution's a fantastic game.
I liked Retribution mainly because of the mods that you could throw onto it.
That
Or like
fair.
the Elite mod.
That's a great mod.
The Elite mod, yeah. And then there's the Revenge of the Ravens mod, which adds the Horse Heresy.
Ooh, yeah. I think they had a Primaris recently, too.
Yeah,
Ooh,
they updated
interesting.
it and it adds Primaris. I think it's multiplayer, too. They got it to work with
Fantastic.
multiplayer, at least.
I played it a
quite
little
good.
bit. It's a lot of fun.
Excellent. What about
And
you?
then-
Oh, never mind. Continue. My apologies. I thought you were done.
Were we doing the entirety of all of the Dawn of Wars, or?
Well, I'm just
doing
asking
ones
you.
that,
What is your favorite of the lot?
Yeah, it would be Retribution then.
That is fair. Quite a good game, in my opinion. What about you, Chief Apothecary?
Dawn of War 3.
Oh, that is comical.
I do like the art style on it.
Yeah, the art style's not bad, but I mean the
The
game
art style?
itself.
You mean Primarch fucking Gabriel Angelos?
Yes.
Are you talking about Chapter Master Backflip?
Yes. But of
And
course.
fucking, at least
Flying Terminator
Chaplain
over.
Diomedes is cool.
Diomedes is quite cool in that game, I will
Chaplain,
admit.
yeah, but he's still the size of a Primarch because he's about the size of Angelos.
He is huge, yes, they are indeed. Although the mission where you do go back for Diomedes was quite enjoyable. That was actually my favorite mission in the game, where the Terminators join you and you just go back for Diomedes. That was pretty awesome, I will admit. The plot of Dawn of War 3 was not the best. It wasn't the worst. I mean,
I hated the fact that
Space
all of the
Marine
fact-
squads. Oh my god.
all of the factions just basically shared the same stats. Like,
Yes.
you
Well,
have Space Marine cannon fodder.
yeah.
Even to an extent, like, of Dawn of War 1, the Space Marines and, like, the other factions had their strengths and weaknesses.
the Space Marine infantry should be the strongest out of the lot, of course.
But in
But
Dawn
they
of War
were.
3, it was more like you were sending penal legions of fucking
Yes.
Imperial Guards out.
It really was. The Space Marines were so weak compared to the Eldar and the Orcs. It was not even a fair comparison, to be honest with you. It was quite sad, actually. That's why I stopped playing the game, was because of the
You
comparison.
tactical spam. Drop pods everywhere.
It was just you couldn't.
Steel rain.
And then the tactical squads were like 4 men. That's what I didn't like about Dawn of War 2, is the scale was much smaller than it was in Dawn of War 1.
I
And
like Dawn of War 2's, just the way the combat was.
Yes, it was great. I mean, it was based on the Company of Heroes 2 engine, and so it ran like that. And Company of Heroes 2 is a fantastic game, of course. But that being said, it is so drastically different from Dawn of War 1 that it's not really comparable in terms of, like, army build. Right? And that's what made Dawn of War 1 so unique.
Then you might like that Revenge of the Blood Ravens mod then for Dawn of War. Because it
believe-
does that a lot more army building shit.
I believe
It
I've
has-
played it before, but I am not quite sure.
The Horse Heresy. Well, there's also Grey Knights in that as well.
Grey
And-
Knight's quite the Merry Sues, if I do say so myself.
Each
That's ironic.
each chaos,
Do I look
Like-
like fucking Captain Sicarius to you?
but like
Kind of.
What do you mean, kind of?
You're
his
blue.
eye. Captain Sicarius.
You're red, so you're a word bearer.
That's not.
No.
That's his
That's-
logic. He just called me blue. That's racist.
You're also an Ultramarine successor.
Yeah, I'm also a Primaris Marine.
With this
Fool.
logic, would this make me a Raven Guard?
Yeah, you're a
even though
Raven
I was-
God now, Chaplain.
Even though I'm a son of Dorn, that doesn't make any sense.
You're a Raven God, Chaplain. This
no,
man is an absolute fool. What, do you
How
not like
it's-
the Raven God?
Why is
don't-
also
I'm-
cringe.
You're quite fond of the Sons of Corax. They are quite
I don't
fine
mind the
warriors.
Raven Guard, but I also don't like their style of combat.
That's fair. I'm more of a mixed combat style.
All about cannons and close combat.
I quite like the heavy bolters. They are quite fine.
I prefer to get close face to face with the enemy, and then
If
bash their heads
necessary.
in.
Well, you are a chaplain for said reason, of course, so
Well,
it
I'm
would
also a
make sense.
Templar.
It is
Yes,
for the
that is
litany.
also true. The litany of death. I kill you, you die at the end.
I take your shit.
I take... Okay, you an orc now.
He's a blood raven.
He's a blood raven, that also is true.
The difference between that and orcs and the blood ravens is the blood ravens don't tend to kill who they're stealing from, they just steal it.
I would say it depends. Yeah, I would say it depends.
I heard from an old friend who I just no longer talk to anymore. If a chapter was to hear that they were being supported by the blood ravens,
they would lock the armories, of course.
They would lock the armories and put everything down to the floor.
Yes, the relic
the ravens would still find a way. They would probably take the thing and the thing that it was bolted to.
Yeah, they would take the floor, of course. They would take the battle barge if it was in a battle barge.
Is that a space hulk we can steal?
I do Space Wolf. Yes, quite so. I do believe they stole the old bolter of Lord Calgar himself when he was a neophyte, an acolyte. But that's neither here nor there, of course. We cannot talk ill of another chapter.
Call the adepts of the Mechanicus. We must require the tow hooks for space to steal this Space Hulk for our own fleet.
Yes, we will repurpose this. Yeah, we can repurpose this Space Hulk into our own machinations, of course.
Our own phalanx.
By the Emperor's will. Oh my lord.
It shall be done.
By the Emperor's will, it shall be done. Also, Chief Apothecary, did I ask you what your favorite game was? I quite forgot.
Yeah, you did, and I said Dawn of War 3.
Yes, of course, yes, that was the joke answer, but for real, what was your favorite Dawn of War game?
Oh, okay, I guess we'll just... Alright.
Yeah, that's not a fair opinion to have, that your favorite Dawn of War is Dawn of War 3. You should be executed if that is an unironic opinion that you have.
It's not my favorite, but it's not the worst.
It is objectively the worst.
You will be verbally murdered.
No, you will be literally murdered, actually.
Quite
literally, I will kill you. I will end your life.
And then fine, Dawn of War Dark Crusade then.
Alright, that is a fair answer. Quite an enjoyable game.
First one I played, I still play the most of it.
Yes, it's a good choice. There are some good mods for that as well.
I haven't actually played any mods for Dark Crusade.
There are some good ones.
Zoom out mod, so I can actually see what the hell is going on.
There was a mod, I don't know if it was for Dark Crusade or for Soulstorm, that added Thousand Suns, Black Templars, I think World Eaters, and Ultramarine units. And it was quite a fun mod, if I do say so myself.
Units what the Ultramarines have, other than more tactical Marines.
Oh my god, I don't know. It was an Ultramarines. It wasn't an Ultramarines mod. It just gave us units that were Ultramarines themed. I mean,
it's
what
like
units? Yeah. What units do the Blood Angels have besides the Forsaken?
The Sanguinary Guard.
Yeah, Sanguinary Guard. We got Ball Predators.
Not real.
Furiosa Dreadnoughts, Librarian Dreadnoughts.
Librarian Dreadnoughts are not special. Yeah, that's why I said the Forsaken, you fool. You fool. Now we have to expunge this goddamn podcast because they can't know about that.
Why?
You fool!
We're just releasing secrets of all the chapters.
Of course, but this can be
selectively... Dark Angels.
The Dark Angels. Well, you can't talk about the Dark Angels, but I can. But we're not going to. For fear that you get shot twice in the back from a bolt pistol and it gets called suicide. Just like I believe there was an ancient politician on Terra who did that. Hilarious Clintonius, I do want to say, who did something similar to that. However, that's again.
No,
that's not what I said, but close enough. Now, I do want to comment on Dawn of War 2 because I did talk a little bit of smack about it. It is quite a fun game, and while it is not my favorite, it is quite enjoyable, of course, to play with friends, especially Chaos Rising, because by God, I love killing heretics. By God, Emperor, who does not love killing heretics?
Actually, I really like the Black Legion too.
Fucking disappointment. As always.
That's what I've been told.
As always from the Blood Angels, a disappointment. Ever since Sanguinius died, they've been fucking bitching and moaning about literally nothing.
Sanguinara.
I don't understand anymore.
Can you keep your fucking Primarch on ice?
I mean, if you want to put Sanguinius on ice, you can try. I mean, that's what we did for fucking like 8,000 years, and he's fine now. Maybe he just needs an ice bath. You know where his body is, bro?
It's in my heart.
He just needs a couple Tylenols.
He might actually just need a
He just needs
few,
to dip his head in the Tylenol
A
bathhouse.
few ibuprofen.
of course. No.
Stardy's pattern ibuprofen.
A Stardy's pad and ibuprofen.
Damn, how strong is that shit gotta be to help Stardies too?
Oh,
And
that'd be quite
Sounds like good
comical.
shit.
Go ahead, my friend.
It probably wouldn't even be strong enough for him, because he'd probably need 4 or 5 bottles alone.
He would need quite a bit more than that.
Primarch cyanide.
Yeah, Primarch cyanide. I don't think that would work very well in
I think he
restoring.
would kill him indefinitely.
Primarch cyanide would kill any being in existence save for the god Emperor instantly. I do believe.
Sanguinius took a fucking pumped up chaos asshole to kill him.
Yeah, fuck
point that out.
he who shall not be spoken of. Fuck him. What a piece of shit.
Actually, I really do like this. That dude's leaving.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! No, you do not. That's heresy.
I only have one legion that I really don't like either.
What is that?
Space Wolves.
You like the Emperor's children?
Yeah, I like them more than Space Wolves.
How dare you? That is a travesty
Were you
if
free?
I've ever... What? I don't like the Space Wolves, however, I hate the Emperor's children more. You fool.
At least the old wolves looked cool.
The old, yes, the
Same
Horus
with
Heresy
the old
Space Wolves.
children, not what they
Well,
are now.
I was never a fan of the Emperor's children because they are gay and cringe. Not that being gay is a bad thing, but they take it to the point where it is. You know, like, literal... Well, I don't really need to explain myself with that, but... they're
Get the
also...
limitations out of the women.
Shut your fucking mouth. Oh my god, you're not Schwarzenegger. You cannot say that. Absolute fool. Now, again, I would like to reiterate, the change in the voice is because I am drinking copious amounts of alcohol. I believe this is from McCrag itself. It is quite promptly named Tiberius's Finest, which is, I don't know who Tiberius is, but I mean, he makes some good alcohol.
Didn't they have like a video on YouTube about some dude making Space Wolf ale?
What is YouTube?
The mean VoxTube.
VoxTube.
Sure, whatever.
Dude, what are you talking about, brother? I don't understand what this... Like,
2020
is
coronavirus.
this some...
You must have hit your head pretty hard. Sanguinius still needs us.
But of course, brother, the Emperor will always need us until the day we die. Now, being a
Until
little bit...
he don't need us no more.
Yeah, well...
Just take us out back like the Thunder Warriors.
Gosh, we can't talk about them either, you fool!
No, Ma, he's my dog. I'll do it.
I'll do it, ma. But, yes, of course, so, Dawn of War, fantastic game series. Quite an interesting... Well, not interesting end, but... Quite an unfitting end, if I do say so myself, to...
I'm sure at some point we'll get another game.
I wouldn't be certain, if I'm quite honest. I hope...
I would honestly not want another game.
Seriously?
Just from the fact that what happened to Dawn of War 3,
I understand that.
I not that I don't have hope. It's just I don't expect them to really fix anything.
Indeed. It is very unfortunate. But...
I would like a remake of the originals.
Yes, actually, I would be quite fine with that. A remake of all of the Dawn of War 1 games would be quite fantastic. As long as everything was the same. I do not want any mixed in from Dawn of War 2.
If they did it like they're doing with Demon Souls, where it's mostly a graphical update with a couple
gameplay
new things.
Additions. Yes, of course.
Like fixing the Tau and Necrons in Dark Crusade.
The Sisters of Battle too, because holy Christ, those
I never had a problem with the Sisters of Battle.
If they spam melters and flamers, you are done for. It's not even fun.
But assault marines.
Well, yes, but they get melted quite literally.
Imperial Guard Earthshakers.
Yes. Did somebody call for an Earthshaker? Now, again, as we did say, we will go into more depth on why Dawn of War 1 was the best and Dawn of War 3 was so abysmal. I just got a Vox message. I believe it was from... Oh, this is from Gilliman tonight. There's a curfew on McCrag. Perfect. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. I think there's been some fools going around trying to destroy property. That's just fantastic. Now, that being said, I do want to talk a little bit about the recent models that have come out and how I am very, very fond about them. So, obviously, as a Primaris chapter master, I am always happy to see more models of brothers coming out, of course, as one would be. The melee models are quite... They did tickle my fancy, if you want to say it like that. But, I especially enjoy the shields. I cannot remember the formation's name for the life of me.
Blade Guard.
Yes. They are quite nice. They are quite
so
nice.
good.
Especially, I do quite enjoy the Primaris, the Assault Intercessors. They are very nice as well.
Future Death Company.
No, I believe you mean Future Blades of Calth, because I don't give a shit about the Death Company, brother. That being said, again, I do wish that they had jetpacks, because, I mean...
yes.
Yeah, this is kind of self-explanatory, but, I mean, it would be too... Yes,
jetpacks.
exactly. It would be too much like the Assault Marines that the regular brothers have, and I understand they want to be special. Or at least have something unique about them. Yes, I understand that, and I get that. However, it is more practical, and it does not make sense for Gilliman to not give us jetpacks if we are using melee weapons.
Can't Primaris only use grav shoots? The intercessors
We have
are
Inceptors.
Inceptors.
Jump packs.
Yeah.
And the autocannon ones, I can't remember their names. I never use them.
My
I
lord.
am not well knowledged on this topic. as
I can tell you are not a fan of us because we are superior.
You
That
are
was a joke. It was a joke. But yes, the formations that they have now, some of them are quite interesting. I do like the Reavers because of their skull helmets. I do like the Intercessors because they're just regular Marines and they're very cool. Obviously, the Hellblasters are also very interesting. I'm not quite as much of a fan of the Gravis armor. I think it's a little bit too bulky. It would better suit a Terminator in my opinion, but that's not for me to say. But yes, our brothers with the autocannons and the jetpacks, or the heavy cannons, excuse me. I don't remember quite what they're called, because that's for the Tech Marines, and I'm not a fucking nerd. Those are quite cool, but they're very hard to pose in the air, so I based mine on the ground.
Vanguard suppressors.
Mm-hmm.
I still have mine in a box.
You have yours in the box. Why? Yeah, very good, if I remember correctly.
Well, they're good. I just haven't been able to put them on a base.
Yeah, I just put mine on the actual ground. I didn't have them in the
They just
air.
look weird like that, at least to me. Maybe
No, I
put
think
a
they
base
look.
around the legs.
I think they look fine.
I didn't know that they got turrets.
Turrets?
Oh yeah, the new turrets and stuff came out too.
Yeah. Oh yes. I thought you meant that specific unit. Yeah. The turrets I don't think are bad. I think it's a very generic turret design, so it's nothing super special. However, I do want a new Tech Marine model, which would be fantastic. Oh my, the turret on wheels looks quite comical, if I do say so myself. That is something else.
Looks better than the actual ATV though.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. If you're a fan of Mario Kart, then you might like the ATV. I quite do, because I've been playing Mario Kart since I was a child, and it amuses me.
But
It amuses me, of course.
right?
Yes, but of course it is not a great design, but
You
it
could
is
say that your brain goes, ha, small cargo burr, as the kids say now.
I don't think that's what the kids say. However,
Sure, you're younger than both of us.
he is.
This is-
wait,
this is
I-
false.
well,
Maybe.
no, I do believe you are younger than both of us, and I am a Primaris Marine. So how are you younger than me? You have some.
I still make Firstborn.
Well, yes, of course, but I was made during the beginning of the Indominus Crusade, and he was there, so I'm
Wait,
not quite sure how that makes
The
sense.
first ones in the Adominus Crusade were always like 10,000 years old now. Because they were just in the vaults of Mars, basically.
No.
yeah. Yeah, they were just mimicking their father.
You were frozen on Mars for 10,000 years.
Fuck, shit.
Cult Mechanicus, motherfucker.
No! Sorry about that. That was not me. That was someone taking over the Vox. I believe that was a.
I didn't.
Yes, shut up!
All right, we are now back.
To comment on the Primaris.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh God.
I am not a fan of how they're able to get Volkite now.
Are we able?
Yes.
Do we have weapons that are Volkite?
Yeah. New lieutenant got the Volkite.
The
Really?
lieutenants are, yes,
Yeah.
the lieutenants are able to use Volkite.
Interesting. Oh yes, I forgot about the blaster because I don't have the models yet myself.
Because I find it
Stupid. It's quite stupid. Yes, I agree with you.
because Volkite is very
Terminators can still get
incredibly-
Volkite though.
Terminators? No, they cannot.
Mm-hmm.
When?
You get the relic. Terminators, you'd still use Volkite.
What relic Terminator? What?
Cataphracti.
Oh, well, those are based in the heresy, so no, of course they can get Volkite. It was much more common.
But you can still use them in 41st
Yes,
millennium.
yes, you can, but they do not have a place in said. Actually,
Yes.
They always have a place.
Here's the thing, though.
Yes,
No, but
they
here's
do
the
not
thing.
really.
Here's the issue, though. Those Volkite were made during the heresy.
Yes.
These Volkites were made in the modern millennium when
I'm not-
Volkite
yes.
technology was
Which is why it's
lot.
not as powerful as ancient Volkite.
I'm not exactly sure why Volkite would not be given out to Astartes and Imperial Guard units if it was being created. I do not understand that.
In the heresy and the crusade, the reason a lot of Battle Brothers didn't use Volkite was because at the time it was incredibly hard to keep.
Yes, and it was a very good weapon, very potent, but of course it was, yes, as you did say, it was hard to upkeep.
It was much simpler to just mass produce bolt guns than it was to.
Well, bolt guns worked as efficiently. Well, maybe not as efficiently, but they worked sufficiently enough, and they did their job very well, and they still do, of course. That's why we still use them.
I would not have a problem with them having Volkite if it was an actual relic and not a modern Volkite. It just doesn't. It just ruins the whole uniqueness of Volkite to begin with.
I won't disagree with you.
I don't know
there,
about
brother.
that.
It would be like if they brought back Archaeotech pistols
Ah, yes, those
and
were
then-
quite interesting.
they made them better. And
Made
they
them
were
better.
new models, and they were just being made somewhere on a random forge world that we just didn't know about.
Yes.
The new Volkite isn't better than the old. It's just
It's the same,
half
is it
as
not?
potent. It's just not as strong.
Yeah, that would make sense, especially if the deposits of Volkite have diminished over the past 10,000 years, which I'm sure they have. That being said, of course, it's kind of hard to bring back old weapons in such a capacity for, well, the modern time. But I don't particularly have a problem with it as long as it's not every fucking Astartes can get a Volkite weapon.
Well, no,
If it's
you're only higher rank.
Yes, of course. If it's like one, and it's not like a Volkite blaster; it's a pistol. Those are meltas.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
aware.
Do you?
These are the only Primaris Marine models I don't mind.
Yes,
I don't like the
it's weird. I was told that by several people that they don't like those models, but they look as similar to the regular Marines as any Primaris model does, and I quite like those melta guns, to be honest with you.
The
They're super
helmet
powerful.
Yes,
Okay.
the helmet's not.
reminds me of
Mark
the helmet
V.
reminds me of Mark V.
Yes,
and
I'm not a fan.
I personally kind of like the Mark V helmet.
I am not a fan of the Mark V, as many of you. Well,
My main issue with the model is just the feet. The armor does not look comfortable at all, or look like it can move.
the feet.
The feet, the legs, and the shin armor.
It's
The
fine,
way that,
in all
the way that
honesty.
the way it overlaps, it looks like it just.
I can see that now, but I mean, it's not bad. I would say I would wear that armor, even though I won't. But then again, my choice of helmets is, well, I like the Praetor helmet is very, very nice in my opinion. So I cannot really judge. But
I feel like you're kind of based in that opinion. Biased in that opinion? Based? Yeah.
well, I mean, it's a good helmet, is it not?
It's alright.
It's pretty nice. If I do say so myself. I mean, you're more of a Mark III fan, which I can respect, because I also am a Mark III fan. However, Maximus is quite nice as well. That's just, yes, what, it's just a regular Marine?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it looks better.
I mean,
Mark 7? Yeah.
Yeah, Mark 7 is quite a good armor pattern. I
I'm
can't
not
really argue with
about
that.
the helmet.
Iconic as hell.
Of course.
Personally, I've grown out of the helmet. I don't care for it. I don't care for
Really?
the
The
Mark
helmet's like the coolest part of that armor.
How do you
I
not
don't-
like the Mark 7 helmet? It's quite a
because
good
it's
helmet.
I mean, it's the whole point
Of
of the
course
Mark
it's
7
everywhere.
helmet.
It's the
Everywhere.
most common pattern of Astartes armor. Of course, it's everywhere.
It's like getting mad at Mark 4 during the Heresy or Mark 3.
Yeah, what?
I also
It's
just
everywhere.
don't like. I don't like it over the other patterns. That's my thing.
Well, that's fair,
I
brother.
prefer like the Mark 6, the Corvus helmet, or
Beaky,
the
of
Mark
course.
2 specifically. Even though the Mark 2 is
Garbage.
so archaic that it just no one uses it.
Mark 3 is better than Mark 2 in my opinion, but
Well,
Brother
Mark
Apothecary,
3 is armored Mark 2.
Brother Apothecary, you cut out for a second. I wasn't sure what you said. Brother Apothecary, are you there?
Yeah, what?
You cut out, so I was not sure.
did I?
Yes, a few moments
Oh.
ago. I was wondering what you said because you did your sentence cut out midway through.
We're just talking about the Mark 7.
Oh, what a fool.
Chapter
A
Master.
fool's errand. Yes, what is it, Chaplain?
It seems like your head chaplain has posted some, dare I say it, comedic things in the general Vox
My
chat.
head chaplain, what is posted? We are not talking about this. We are not talking about the secret chat, the secret what is it called? The secret Skype chat that we have. Of course, yeah, the Vox, the Skype Vox. We still use Skype in the 41st millennia. People, don't get that wrong. But yes, my head chaplain is quite funny, to put it lightly. Now that being said, okay, I'm sorry, that was quite a comedic post, but you guys have anything else you would like to touch about this fine evening? If not, I think we can end it there and continue next week with a proper conversation about Dawn of War and possibly other video games as well. Space Marine, Mechanicus especially, because we are playing that right now. It's quite a fun
Eternal
game.
Crusade.
Eternal Crusade, yes, of course, the classic, but now it is dead, unfortunately. Chaplain, do you have something to say? Did you have something to mention before we leave?
Yes. How would you feel if, instead of new, or at least updated Astartes models, they remade some of the mini kits? For example, if they remade and made them just more bits for the Ultramarines mini kits.
Are you talking the upgrade kits?
Yes. For
I would be
example,
perfectly fine with that.
I have the old Black Templars kit.
That's a big kit too.
I quite enjoy all of the helmets and all of the pieces from it, as they come from the art style that honestly I came into 40k for. I came in for the old water painted helmets that are now not even
The night
technically
style, yes.
it's not even just the knight versions of the helmets, as if I was not, stuck in a skull helm, I would definitely be wearing. There's the brother I have killed didn't wear the skull.
The brother you
Yeah.
killed? Excuse me?
You know that's how what chaplains do. That's the whole point of the
You do
chaplain.
not kill their brothers.
That's what the Templars do.
Ugh. Oh,
Wait, really?
This is why I do not associate with you heathens more than just you. That is a disgusting practice.
The point of the skull helm is to be a reminder to any of those who
Would dare turn against the light of the Emperor.
invest. Yes, and the reason we wear it is just again a reminder.
Yes, but why
And-
would you kill another brother to do so? That is a travesty and
He was a
crime.
traitor.
Oh!
He spoke bad of Lincoln loyalists. And Helbricht was not pleased with this, and
Helmut!
dare I say, quote,
Kill him now.
the fucking traitor deserved it.
Well, firstly, never speak like that again, please.
I'm
Secondly,
quoting,
well, I can't really comment on the heretical acts of the Black Templars, because that would be many. That being said,
be verbally murdered.
you cannot murder me. I am an Ultramarine, and you can't kill me. Because
Yeah,
get
'cause
him
you
and
got
Plenty of Ultramarines are dead.
I have plot armor and get him and would say no.
Cal says otherwise.
What do you mean? That's 10,000 years ago and nothing happened there, you absolute buffoon. Shut your fucking mouth before I send
But
another
this came in
tyrant.
square
I
now.
will
Absolutely
send
nothing
it.
happened.
I will send a hive fleet to Ball.
Do it. We did it once. We do it
Yeah,
again.
you nearly died too. Remember when your chapter
Still
almost went extinct? That was quite keck, if I do
Remember
say
when
so myself.
most of the Ultramarines Legion died to some word bearers?
No, because we had 250,000 Marines by the end of the war, so...
Remember when the Black Legion invaded McCrag?
No, the
Remember
Black
when
Legion got
the
that...
Iron Warriors invaded Craig?
Yeah, they got raped. I can't say that, but...
Yeah, that's...
Alright, so, on that note, we're ending the Vox there. Thank you for joining, brothers and sisters of the Imperium. Before this traitor makes me punch him in the face through the Vox, this is Chapter Master Dux, coming to you live from Calth.
Ironic from the fucking Codex.
What do you mean, the
Stories falling
Codex?
retard.